India and European colonization, we had completed the Portuguese and British. Now we will start from Dutch. Okay, so Dutch. So in this chapter, we are trying to understand who were the country, who were the colonizer, are colonized all over the world. Okay, so these were the people who had made the colonies in different country, not only in India, but in different country they have made the colonies. Okay, India and European colonization. So this is the chapter what I'm talking about. India. In India, the Portuguese came, then British has came, then French had came, then Dutch has came, then French has came. Okay, so in 1602, several Dutch companies came together to form a company. So in 1602, what happened? There were there were some Dutch companies came together and form a company. Okay, some companies, Dutch came together in a meeting and they have decided we will form one company, and the name of the company is United East India. Okay, so here what happened in 1602? What happened? They came together and they decided that we will make one company, and the name of the company is United East India. Okay, so the Dutch government issue a license to the company. Then the Dutch government is given the to license to the company. They have given the license to the company to conduct training with the Eastern countries. Okay, Dutch government were very smart. They were they are giving a license to the company to conduct a training with the Eastern countries. Okay, to conduct a training with the Eastern countries trading. For example, again I am saying, so Dutch companies were came together and they decided we will make one company, United East India Company. So Dutch government has given the permission to them, like you can do a business with the, you can do a business, you can do a trading with the Eastern countries. Okay, Eastern countries. So the same license they had given permitted the license also for them, like you can do a business with the Eastern country. Then the same license permitted them to appoint staff. Now I want to tell you where is Dutch. Okay, in the map most of you are not aware about it. Where is Dutch? So let's see. Dutch in world map. Let's see. This is the world map, right? Okay. So Dutch, if I talk about the Netherlands, okay, Netherlands is Dutch only. Okay, the name of it is Dutch, right? So you can see on here, yeah, this is the best way, like where the marking are given. Okay, in this map you can see. Okay, this is India, here is India, so Netherlands is here. Okay, Netherlands is here. Clear? This is India, this is Dutch Netherlands. And you know the for get example I want to say, India is also winning the match. It's already win the match. Okay, India already win the match with the Netherlands. Okay, you understood? Dutch is also a Netherlands. Clear? Now the same license permitted them to appoint staff. Okay, the same license. Which license? To appoint the staff, because they had a company. So the same license is given opportunity, like you have a company, so you can appoint a staff to establish a factories, to build forts, to engage in battles against the Eastern countries, and also sign treaties with them. So which permission they had got for you can do a the Netherlands government given them power, like you can do a business with the Eastern countries, and they'd issue a license for them, and that license is also useful for them to appoint a staff in their factory to build a forts also, to have a battles against the eastern countries. Okay, like for example, the Netherlands came in India, and they had established a company, and they had having their people also in their factory, and they had established their foods also, and they had battles with the Indian people. Okay, according to this one's license, according the company appointed to appoint accordingly the company appointed a governor general to take care of the Indian affairs. Okay, accordingly the company appointed a governor general. Okay, so accordingly, if I talk about the company appointed a governor general to take care of the Indian affairs. Okay, so there is a company here. The company appointed a governor general. Clear what I am explaining? The company appointed a governor general to take care of the Indian affairs. Okay, by the middle of the 17th century. Clear? By the middle of the 17th century, if I talk about, the company is appointed a general to take care of the Indian affairs. Like for example, they have a company, so they want one person to handle the Indian trading and everything Indian affairs. So they had appointed a one governor general. Governor general means a person who will look out how the business is going with the India. Okay, so by the mid of the 17th century, the company by the mid of the 17th century, which means nearby 1600, the company had established, okay, the company had established their colonies and factories right from the eastern coast Africa to Japan. Okay, so by the middle century, because 1602 they have decided to open their company, and by the mid of 1650 they had made their colonies from Africa to Japan, from the African coast to Japan. So they had extended, so they become that much powerful. It encompasses it encompass the present day region of Mozambique in South Africa. So if I talk about, in Mozambique is a place in South Africa. From there to Yemen, Iraq, also Iran, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Siam, Vietnam, and Laos, Cambodia, Taiwan, China, Japan, Indochina, Malaysia. So these were the countries. These were the countries. They had made their colonies. So think about it. Dutch people were very powerful. They had made the colonies in this area. 1602 they had decided, like, we will establish the company, and we will have a trading with them. And after a period of time, they had made the colonies from Africa to Japan, and these were the countries like what we are looking: South Africa, here, Iran, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar. They are in their control. Like even our India also, Bangladesh and Pakistan, they are controlling them. Okay, and apart from this, the other British people were also there. The European colonization was there other. Okay, so the Dutch people built the various buildings in their premises, in the factories, and also fortification. So for example, in India they had built a forts. Okay, they had built a factories. So in the factories they had a fortification wall. A fortification wall means, like, you can see where you are living in resident, like a char divar, we can say char divar. Okay, after your bungalow or what, so that is called fortification wall. They install cannons on the fortification walls for security. So in the fortification wall they have a cannons also. And Dutch also had a native people in their staff. So Dutch people have a native people, like for example, they had made a factory in India, and in their factory the Indian people are also working. Okay, native people. And they established their factory in 1602. Okay, they established their factory in what, in 1602 at Petapuli in northern parts of the Coromandel. So they established their factory in the North Coromandel, in the northern parts of the Coromandel coast, so in the North India. So their other factories were built in Puliket in the south side, Port Nova, Karigal, Agra, Ahmedabad, Beruch is in Rajasthan, Kambad, Surat, Nagapattan. So they established their factory in this area. Okay, and later they defeated, and later the Dutch people have defeated the Portuguese people also, Portuguese ruler, and acquired the forts of Kochi, Kundulgur, Kannur, Kolam, and they also obtained a monopoly. They also obtained a monopoly in black pepper. Black pepper means long. Okay, black pepper, and trade and they are entering a treaty with the king of Kochi. And at the beginning of the 17th century, the Dutch naval force were very strong. So they were very smart. The British people have, sorry, these Dutch people have made their colonies, and they even defeated the Portuguese people, and uh, they have made the treaties with the king of Kochi of black people. Okay, until 17th century. At the beginning of 17th century, which means nearby 1600, their navy, were very strong. At any given moment, they could deploy at least 20 warship and army 4,000. So they can deploy 20 warship, and the other part, their army is around 3 to 4,000 soldier. Okay, in their army, the Mughal Adil Shahi and Qutub Shah ship were required to obtain a license from the Dutch people. So this some of the Mughal emperor, they also require a license from them. Clear? In if any ship was launched without a license, if any ship are going without a license, so it was seized by the Dutch. Okay, so Dutch people were very strong. Their navy was also strong, and if you want to, so the Mughal people were also require a license from them. And if you are going without license, then Dutch people will capture your ship. Okay, Dutch people will capture your ship. Everything is over. So if I talk about, again I am giving you the summary. Dutch is also called as a Netherland. Okay, Netherland. Clear? And India is also, in 2023 there was a match on 12 October 2023. India versus Netherlands, and India is won the match with this Netherlands. Okay. And if I talk about the one thing, okay, so this Netherlands people have came in India in 16, sorry, in they have decided to make one company, and there the government have given permitted to them, like, you can go in West Asia and you can do your business. So from Africa to Japan, whichever countries are coming in between that area, so they have captured their area and they have made their colonies. Okay, and India, they become that much powerful, so the other countries, other people like Mughal emperor also require a license from them, and if they go without license, so this definitely this Dutch people, Netherlands people will going to capture them. Okay, so now I am talking about the French. Okay, this is the last one. Fourth, French is also a France. Okay, so let's start in 1664. When in 1664, the French India Company, and what it is written in the bracket is it in French language. So in 1664, the French East India Company was established. Okay, was established with the initiative of with the initiative Jean Baptiste Colbert. Okay, so if I talk about their East India Company, Dutch India Company, so the French is also established 1664 in the initiative of Jean Baptiste Colbert, and he was a French finance minister to King Louis XVI. So because of French finance minister, they established a company in India. Okay, French finance minister, and he was at that time of Louis XVI. Okay, Louis XIV. So the company was given authority to trade with the Eastern. So this again, French people came in India. They established their company. They also got the permission, like, you can do a business with the India. Okay, you can have a business with the India, or given authority. Okay, to maintain army and navy, and also exception from taxes. Okay, the company also given the authority to enter a war or treaty with the eastern ruler. So the company also given the permission also, like, you can do a capture there, and you can do a trading also, and you can enter to the treaty with them for your extended business or eastern ruler. Like in eastern there will be a king, so you can enter with them with the treaty. for further business. In 1666, the company sent a diplomatic contingent to the court of Mughal emperor. Okay, and they sent a diplomatic contingent to the court of Mughal emperor Aurangzeb and obtained the permission to establish a factory in Surat. Okay, so these people were very smart. They have sent some people. Okay, French people have sent of their people to the Mughal emperor Aurangzeb, and they want a permission from the Mughal emperor to establish a factory in Surat. Okay, and they got a permission also, and they established their factory in Surat in 1668. And then the factories at south side Puducherry, Chandranagar, Mahe, Karigal, Mach, Machilipatnam were built. And during this period, the French during this time, the French were fighting with the Qutub Shahi ruler. Okay, during this period, the French were also fighting with the Qutub Shahi ruler and the Dutch. Okay, the French people are fighting with the French also fighting with the Mughal emperor ruler, and at the same time, okay, and it was ruled by Nawab of Karnataka. The members of the Nawab family were fighting amongst themselves. Okay, so these were the people. French also came, and these are known as the Carnatic Wars. French defeated the British. With the defeat of the French, there was European rival left in India. Clear? So I am stopping here.